what would be the reason for you to still keep in touch with your ex?
The past could always arise, and things flutter and things.
I am not an insecure person, and I'm not here to control anyone. Some people have joyful sex with somebody they just met.
What's going on? It's your boy Cyrus here with another episode of the ALF podcast. What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's going on? JV, we have a special guest on the show today. Jessica, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Jessica. My artist name is Lyric. I'm a songwriter, singer, cheerleader, supporter. Love people, love kids. I have 4 kids of my own. And just love chatting it up with you fine people.
Are you gonna sing? You gonna give us a little test of your vocals today?
For sure.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'm honored.
Yeah. Oh, so one of the things that I was thinking earlier was, I heard a female say that she needs a man that can handle her, right? Do you ladies feel like, and Jessica more specifically you, do you feel like you have to date a man that can handle you? Is that your mindset when you go into a relationship?
No.
How do you feel about that?
I personally, now, before maybe I would have thought that way, but now that I've changed my mindset, I feel like when I'm looking to date someone, I'm looking for someone to have fun with and spend time with, to get to know a potential partner who I'm definitely looking forward to spend the rest of my life with. And that's just me specifically.
Gotcha.
And that takes a long time, right?
Yeah.
So at the beginning, I'm just really looking for a best friend, someone who I feel has potential, maybe we have a lot in common, and then you can become my best friend. And if you become my best friend, then we're vibing, and then maybe after that we can look into something more. So I feel like it takes a long time for that, right?
Gotcha.
I also believe in having joyful sex. So if you can have joyful sex with someone some people have joyful sex with somebody they just met, and that's okay. There's no judgment there. If that's what brought you joy, and the next day you woke up feeling amazing about yourself, then by all means, go ahead and have amazing joy sex. But if you were with someone for 20 years and you broke up and then you met up with them again and wanted to rekindle and that brought you joy, then do it.
I love your mindset. You know that?
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's dope. But the thing is, I want to go into the question like, what do you mean by a man handling?
Specifically, like that the man has to know how to be able to control his woman, keep her in check, keep her in line, so to speak.
So what you're saying, like basically, like if she's like a firecracker, he needs to know how to calm me down.
Correct.
Terrible.
We are too grown to be getting
Terrible.
needing somebody to fucking control us like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
That's wild.
sometimes women actually feel that way, right? When a woman is very dramatic and she's overly zealous and she's too outgoing, sometimes she feels like she needs a man who matches that energy.
That's a different word though.
Yeah. Like for me specifically, I don't want to have to handle the woman, right? She should know how to handle herself, right? If she doesn't conduct herself accordingly, then that's not the woman for me at the end of the day.
Yeah, but it's like when I hear that, I'm hearing like to handle is like to deal with. It's like to deal with, like whatever she has going on. Like to handle the woman, you have to be able to deal with that type of situation.
I don't know, like maybe like he's trying to say like if somebody's like hot-headed and she likes her way, then she wants her man to be able to give her what she wants or like control her, right?
Like calm the fuck down. You know what I mean?
Like get her ass in check.
Yeah, that's just
but I feel like that's a very immature mindset. So it's like she needs to work on herself. She obviously a damaged, toxic individual to feel like she needs somebody to control her. Because bitch, why can't you control yourself?
Yeah, but see, the funny thing is, we got a high percentile of women that actually are all looking for that and pretty much bring that toxicity out. That looking for that guy to be macho man and be like, yo, sit the fuck down, or calm her down. Like, but what? That's too much energy going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Like my thing is like I'm not opposed to having to put my woman in check if need be, right? But I don't want to have to do that all the time. You get it? If I'm constantly having to do that, she's got to go. You feel me? Because another thing is like, for example, when you come home, the worst prison you can have is not having a peaceful home. You feel me? Absolutely. That's the worst prison you can have. Because at the end of the day, your home is supposed to be your sanctuary at the end of the day. You come home, your woman to make you, your partner, whether it's a woman to a man or a man to a woman, should make you feel at ease, right? You feel comfortable, you feel safe, right? It's your safe haven at the end of the day. But if you're constantly having to battle with that partner, now it's no longer safe, it's no longer healthy, right? So I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
No.
it's too much energy in the wrong direction. You need to be working on building, not control me.
And like sometimes, you know, people say, right, and I've heard this a lot, money attracts the woman you want, but your struggle attracts the woman you need. As ladies, how valid is that?
I don't know, cause to be honest, like I'm not trying to help anybody out with their struggle. Like I want somebody that's already come to me done. Like you know what I'm saying?
So-
Through all your struggles, and like maybe we can have little things that we need to work on. But I'm not trying to take care and babysit somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Jessica, what about you?
Well, I wanted to address real quick where you were saying that, you know, you want a woman when you come home, that's your peace and that's your good, I guess, your support. But I believe that we all have control of our mind and our, if you say, aroma or your energy. And so we all need to protect our energy by all costs, wherever we are. From when we go to sleep, from when we wake up, to, you know, if we go to work, we're going wherever we are.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we're focused and not being around anyone who's going to take your energy and misuse it, because our energy is so precious, and that's what will rob you from your peace. Anyone that's just kind of contaminating your energy, because we wake up peacefully. It's what happens afterwards that takes our peace. You can bring your peace with you anywhere. You can bring your peace with you to the bathroom. Your wife maybe not be in peace at home, but you can be in peace still. And even if she's saying things to you, you can react peacefully and spread that peace for her. You know, it's just about gentle and kindness.
So I agree with you to a certain extent, but I also feel like toxicity in the home can be explosive, right? Because I feel like as a man, yeah, your mindset says everything, right? At the end of the day, if you have a positive mindset, if you have a healthy mentality, you want to have a healthy relationship, yeah, that you can conduct yourself in a certain manner. But at the same time, if you have an explosive partner that, let's say you're just watching TV and she's nagging at you the whole time, at some point it disrupts your peace, right? So at that point you feel like, man, should I have to lock myself in the room, right? If you're already having to lock yourself in the room to be apart from that person, or you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, I'm gonna go take a ride, right? Now they're disrupting your peace of your home, and your home is your kingdom, your home is your palace at the end of the day, right? And I don't feel like my partner should have to do those types of things while I'm at home.
What are you gonna do about it?
So what would I do? I'd communicate with her. I would sit down with her and say, hey, let's talk. What's really on your mind? What's bothering you at the end of the day, right?
Absolutely.
Because I think peace of mind is important, right? When you have peace of mind, you understand what your partner is going through, right? You want to solve those issues. But if you don't even ask and you're dismissive, that's where continual toxicity continues within that relationship, right?
Yeah.
So communication is key at the end of the day. It's so important to know where your partner's mind is at, where their feelings are at, most importantly, right? Because if they're thinking, let's say they're thinking you're doing something wrong, and you're not, but maybe you're working late hours, for example. Some women are very jealous, like, where the fuck have you been? I've been calling you, you didn't pick up, right? Mind you, I've been in 3 or 4 different executive meetings that I couldn't step out of, right? Because they were very important, right? Now we discuss it. Now she has peace of mind and her perception changes, right? Her mindset changes, and now we're at peace. You get it? But it all started through communication. Some men don't even want to deal with it.
Right, but the whole thing is just like, we need to know where this person's at in their lives. You know what I mean? Everybody's at a different place in their life. So it's like, if you have a lot of peace within yourself, how could you actually deal with somebody that's kind of a little bit hard-headed to be open to actually have actual direct communication to where you at? Like, if you want to find peace, you know, and the person is just disruptive like that, and she doesn't even want to kind of like settle for that, that's already explosive already in itself. So it's kind of like you're putting too much energy into something that really is not going to heal itself. So it kind of messes with your peace. So it's like I think it's important just where you at in your life.
You're right. I agree with you on that. But there's so many people that value love over peace, right? So since they love that person so much, they stay. And they hope that their partner changes at some point, right? Because first you got the communication, right? Once you get past that communication, you have the trust as well, right? You have the trust that your partner is doing right by you and vice versa, right? But there's times that partners are so toxic that it doesn't matter what you do or what you show them, right? There's women that take their partner's phone and says, oh, you know what, I took your phone by mistake. They'll take their partner's phone to see who calls them, right? Because they don't trust, but it's an insecurity they have within them,
Right, that's a
right?
personal, that's a
And those are some things that are hard to deal with, because when a person is broken like that, it's so hard to get them in a peaceful mindset.
Yeah, but if you love somebody and you see that that's what makes her feel insecure, you should like give her, like, you know what I'm saying?
Give her your phone.
Give her the phone, and like slowly but surely she'll start to heal.
See,
She'll start to understand, okay, he's really not. But obviously somebody damaged her, and that's why she's the way she is. You know
So
what I'm
that
saying?
brings me back. So would you even indulge in getting into a relationship with someone that you know is damaged?
I gotta like him a lot.
well, I mean, that could be both ways, depending where you are and then what you're willing to deal with too. Because we're at an age like you know what you could tolerate or what you don't want to tolerate. Some things outweigh the other. It's really totally up to you. But like I've been questioned, like, can you make me happy? And my real question is, are you happy with yourself? In order for me to even go that route, because the only thing as a man, I could reassure your happiness by like doing that. You know, if she's damaged and she's insecure about certain things, I can only reassure that this is not what it is. But that's up to you to take it and kind of grow from it and be at peace with it. But I can't give somebody happiness if they're not happy within themselves. You know, that's a real,
But-
people get screwed with that.
I feel like communication is like the most important thing in this topic, because like communication and understanding, like comprehension, like, because if she doesn't understand like what you're trying to communicate, then it's no
pointless.
point.
It's pointless. You're putting energy into the wrong direction if it's not going to have a median or stand the ground. Like it's just the total opposite of anything.
So Jessica, let me ask you. So are you a single woman?
I am.
Okay. So you're in South Florida? Or
North Florida.
North Florida. Okay.
Central Florida.
Okay, cool. So how is it dating in Central Florida? What are some of the things that you're coming across? What are some of the challenges you're having in the dating scene right now?
Well, you know, for one, there's a lot of insecure people who are just not confident in themselves. And unfortunately, it attracts the wrong kind of people. You know, when I wasn't confident and I didn't respect myself and I didn't really love myself, then I would have settled for anyone who was just kind to me or nice to me. You know, just always looking for the nice guy. Some people are nice for about a year, and then after that, they show their real colors.
Wow.
Yeah, because while they're nice to you, then they have control over you, and they're okay with dominating you. And I'm okay with that. I used to be so okay with that. Like, listen, leave me. Because I grew up in the church, and the man leads the home, and so I used to believe in all that. And until I started to really respect myself and really believe in myself and really love myself. And so now I look for people who are confident, people who don't talk negative. You know, I'm very protective over my energy, and I'm very protective over my kids and my home. And honestly, if you're a busy person and you're just making money, you don't have any time for any of that. Figure it all out and then set me up and let me know. That would have been a lot nicer. But now that I'm like loving myself and I'm on a whole new journey, I'm not looking into dating.
So you know what you want. Like,
I think a lot of people do know what they want, but they're scared to say it. I think that people just judge themselves so much, or just judge other people, or worried about what other people are going to say. That's another thing I was set free from, worrying about what other people are going to think. What you think is not my problem. It doesn't affect me. I know what I think, and you know what? That's what you think, because I believe everything we say is a curse or a blessing. So if you're thinking negative thoughts about me, you're just going to bring negative thoughts to you. So I pray for you, and that's on you. But I know what I'm thinking, and I'm thinking about anything and everything that's positive and keeping me joy.
I like that. Huh? In the beginning of a relationship, when you start dating, right? Do you feel like you should disclose the do's and don'ts that you feel strongly about to your partner? Or watch this, or should you not say anything and just see how they act in certain situations, because you feel that maybe if you're letting them know the do's and don'ts that you feel, it's not genuine?
Yeah, I believe in surprise. Yeah.
You are one toxic.
I'm not telling you how to act. No, I'm not gonna tell you how to act, because then you're gonna act that way, and then you're gonna show me your true colors later. So you need to like come correct, like, and then if I start seeing like all these negative things that I personally don't like, now I'm gonna like, that's things that go against your
Strikes.
Yeah, but we're talking about like meeting for the first time, having a dinner, and there's some things maybe about you that could be, so to speak, like a bad past. And you're talking about bringing it up on like the first time around?
No, I'm talking about, like, for example, if there's certain things that you don't like for your partner to do when you're dating them, right? Do you let them know ahead of time? Do you give them the answers to the test, basically? You get it?
My thing is like, I tell them straight up, I don't like sneaky shit. I'm not a liar.
So you do though.
So that's the only thing though. I'm not gonna go into detail like, I don't like guys that have bad, hygiene. I don't like guys that don't put deodorant on. I don't like guys that don't clean their underwear. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go into detail like that, because now I'm just giving you like the whole recipe.
Right.
Like, no,
I agree.
like I need, like I'm gonna tell you the main things that bother me. Like, okay, like lying or like cheating. Like, which I think it's like kind of obvious.
Right, so basically, like if a man asks you like, what are your pet peeves more likely?
Yeah, like once I start feeling like you're a liar, you're done for me.
It's crazy though, because it's really hard. For some people, it's really hard to mask who they really are, and sometimes it comes out really quick. People weed themselves out all the time.
I think that the easiest way to make a person feel like themselves and their true colors is make them feel safe. Make them feel like everything is okay.
Definitely.
Get it?
And no, I'm not judging you. I am judging you.
How do you feel about it?
I feel like words are cheap and actions speak so much more. So I don't feel like we should tell each other what we like and what we don't like. I think we should just spend time together. And let me see how you move, you see how I move. And I know that I'll know, I can feel the energy. And you'll feel my energy too, right? It's a vibe. Either the vibe is on or the vibe is off. And you can tell because once you start spending time with someone, really spending time with them, right? You get put in awkward positions sometimes, right? With food or the bathroom or whatever it is. So if I tell you something, hey, I didn't really like that. How you respond is I'm gonna know if I'm gonna be moving forward with you or not. Is this person easy to talk to or not? Is this person treat me with gentle and kindness? That is my big thing. Are you gentle? Are you kind? Do you talk to me gentle and kind? Do I feel gentle and kindness from you just being around me? Is that the aroma you give your friends? I'm watching how you speak to your friends. I'm watching how you speak to the waitress. I'm watching how you speak to the bartender. I'm watching how you speak to the lady. Did you hold that lady, the door for that old lady that just came through? I watch all of that, and that's what tells me.
Well, you see, so it's good that you ladies say that, right? I feel totally different. Like anytime I've ever gotten to know someone, right? I let them know what I like and what I don't like, because for me, time is valuable at the end of the day. I don't have time for games. I don't have time to waste, right? And I will let you know what I like, what I don't like. You choose to do what you're gonna do. There have been times that I've told a partner, hey, I don't like these certain things. They went ahead and did it. They made their bed. They had to lay it. Hey, you know what? We're gonna part ways now at the end of the day, right? Because I think that even if you tell someone,
give me an example of something you don't like.
Like when a female keeps a friendship with her ex-boyfriend. Like for me, that's if you haven't let go of your ex-boyfriend, there's no place. Your place is not with me. You get it? If you have a child, like not jealous. What I'm saying, no. See, that's a misconception, because for one, right? What would be the reason for you to still keep in touch with your ex, right? Because an ex is an ex for a reason, right? At the end of the day, if
they're not my boyfriend.
Oh, correct. They're not your boyfriend for a reason. Unless you have a child with that partner, with that ex, what would be a reason for you to stay friends with that person in constant communication if you've moved on with someone else, if you're plan to get married with someone else?
I mean,
that's your past at the end of the day. I'm the type that when I break up with someone, I'm over them. I delete them off of everything. And you know what?
That's amazing.
Every one of my partners' families have always loved me. Okay? And if I were to pick up the phone and call them, they would always answer for me and be respectful. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to cross that boundary, because at the end of the day, I hold my partner in high regard, right? So she always knows her place at the end of the day. She'll never have to doubt, like, Is this guy, is he over there? What is he doing with her? You know what I mean? Because to me, that's a sign of disrespect, right? You have to keep your partner on a pedestal. And how do you do that? You give them the respect that you want in return. So I never ask my partner to do something I'm not going to do at the end of the day. So while you may think it's jealousy, it's not. For me, it's a level of respect. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I feel like there's also levels of friendship. Like you can have like a good relationship with somebody that you're not into, and like they're in my past because I'm not attracted to them in that sense anymore. But we do have a friendship because we were together for so many years and we went through so many things and we have so many friends in common.
It's family.
But I'm not trying to sleep with this person anymore, and like that's why I moved on and now I'm talking to you.
That's your perception.
Yeah.
Right.
But a man is always thinking the opposite. From a woman's standpoint, you may want something platonic, but a man is a man. And at the end of the day, when you're down and out, or when you're depressed, or if you're in a new relationship and you're having a bad situation, he's going to be, come by, let's hang out. Tell me what your problems are. And at that moment, when you're weak, right, and vulnerable, is when he's going to take advantage. You get what I'm saying? So why put yourself in a predicament? Why put yourself in a predicament where you can easily be manipulated into doing something that you wouldn't rightfully do if you were in the right mindset?
Right, because the past could always arise, and things flutter and things.
So let me ask you, so if you're dating someone and you just start dating the person and he has a close friendship, right, with his exes, he doesn't have any ties as far as financial ties or anything like a child or anything like that, you're okay with that?
So here's my thing. I am not an insecure person,
Okay.
and I'm not here to control anyone. I am here to love you, to support you. Anytime you need to talk, I'm here. I'm going to treat you with gentle kindness, respect. You're going to treat me with the same. I respect you. I have spent time with you, and I know you respect me. The day I find out you disrespected me, then that's another thing. But you can talk to whoever te da la gana. I would never tell you who you should talk to and who you shouldn't talk to, because God forbid you run into an ex, or an ex calls you because they're about to commit suicide.
I agree with that 100% because like at the end of the day, as like you being a woman, you should know, okay, this guy keeps making passes, I need to cut this thing off.
Right. That's it.
You know?
And that's it.
Because a lot of times like guys are fresh and you can tell when they're like a little fresh.
So
not every guy's like
my
that.
one thing is to be trusted, right? For you, who you are, right? That's one thing. But whenever a partner says that they would rather you not communicate with your ex, it's not for the level of trust they have with you. It's with the level of trust they have with the other person. Because at the end of the day, that other person owes nothing to you, right? And at the end, and in reality, right, that what you guys are just explaining is a level of toxicity in a relationship, because there's blurred lines. Whenever you have a relationship that's whole, you don't need outside people. You have friends, right? You have friends, but you don't need outside people that you've been intimate with, that you've shared so many deep experiences with, because you may start comparing your new relationship to your previous relationship. And that's where the toxicity comes in. And you may not see that at first because you may see it as a controlling factor, but how do you move forward without leaving your past behind? You're living in the present, you're not living in the past. If you're still talking to people from your past, you've never let your past go and you're not ready to move forward. That's how I see things at the end of the day.
That's why I see it opposite. I see it if you are good friends with your ex and you've introduced him to your man, and now you and your man hang out with your ex, then I feel at that point you guys are grown and you guys are mature. I don't feel like, because I have an uncle who is married to a woman who has kids with a man, and he comes and hangs out at their house all the time. My uncle has beers with them and all that, and they hang out sometimes more than he hangs out with his wife. So I don't.
That's all. Again, it's going back to what we were talking about as far as like personal growth and where you at. But just like what you were saying before, is like opening that door. When you become too trustworthy, that's when they nitpick you at your weakest point too, because don't worry, we have nothing to worry about, and then they use that against you, and then you come in and like, all right, well, he messes up, now you got to move accordingly to that. But why put yourself in that position to even think about it? Yeah, it's okay for now, nothing happened because you don't know, but then you find out, it's like, okay, so where's your trust level now in that relationship by opening that door and letting it happen to you?
A businessman told me this one time. I said, how do you know all these people and have all these people and make business with all these people? And he said, contacts are your best friends. Never burn bridges with anyone. Always keep an open line with everyone.
Well, that's great in a business aspect, and I agree with you 100%. But that means platonic relationships. When you have intimate relationships, right? You've been intimate with someone. There's no way that I'm gonna sit with my girlfriend or wife's ex-boyfriend, share beers with him, and he's gonna come to my house and we're gonna be the best of friends. Because at the end of the day, that's beta energy. An alpha male will never sit there and say, hey buddy, come to my house at the end of the day. You were with my girlfriend for like 10 years, but it's cool now. Like, to me, that's unacceptable. Any man who does that is a beta.
No, I get it. Like, to me, I don't want to be hanging out with the person either. But like a phone call or Instagram or like something like that, like a little chat is okay. I don't want to hang out with somebody that I've been fucking or that I fucked and then bring you guys together. We're all hanging out. It's fucking weird.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, if you run into someone, you happen to run into someone, so you're at the mall or something or whatever, right? I'm not saying be rude at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Keep it cordial, right? Depending on how you guys ended up, though, right? Because if it was toxic, if it was a bad relationship, you may want to keep your distance, right? 9 times out of 10, you break up for a reason. That wasn't the right person for you. Maybe they were disloyal to you. Maybe, the communication wasn't, whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, picking up the phone to call someone or you being the shoulder for that person to lean on,
that's too much.
Is unacceptable in my eyes. How do you feel about that? As a man, be honest about your opinion.
No, well, I'm very honest with my opinion, and I'm not going to agree with that. Any type of past that my woman had with somebody else, there's no room for me there. And if I allow that to happen, they will take advantage of it. And then I'm just sitting here like a duck, and I'm not a duck. So.
That's like you sitting here, and your partner's with you, for example, and I'm her ex, and I'm like, remember when we went to Mexico that time? We're drinking. Remember we went to Mexico? The whole time we were fucking up and down. You remember we were in Mexico and you're like, in your mind, you're like, yeah, they were fucking that whole time. Yeah, how was Mexico? There's no way I'm going to want to do that.
We have a shared similarity with my woman.
You get what I'm saying? Was she good? Yeah, she was pretty good. She like at the end of the day
did she do this with
like this? That is unacceptable. And that's why it's good to have different perspectives, right? Because women see things on a more emotional basis. Men see it more on a physical aspect. You get it? And that's where we have to meet in the middle at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I say that to me, it's better for me to let my partner know. And I tell you why. Women, the way you guys just mentioned your opinion, right? The average woman thinks that way, that there's no harm in that, right? So if I don't say anything as a man when I'm in a relationship, she's gonna think that's okay, and she thinks that there's no harm in doing that, but it's affecting our relationship. I would rather let her know, this is how I feel. If you respect me and you have a level of love for me and you see a future with me, this is what I expect out of our relationship. You can tell me what you expect.
Right.
You're right, because it's vice versa. It's not just what I say goes. It's like, let me know what you dislike, right? Because I want to know what affects you. I don't want to do things not thinking that I'm doing okay and actually like it's offending you and it's hurting you, it's damaging you at the end of the day. I want to know what hurts you. I want to know what makes you happy at the end of the day.
It's different. I think it's every situation is different, right?
Absolutely.
Because I do see my uncle with the ex there, the kid's father, and they all hang out all the time. It's like sometimes he brings his girlfriend all the time, and that does work. And if I am your woman and you say, hey babe, I know you're friends with your ex, whatever, but it's really starting to bother me. I love you and I respect you, and I'm going to say, I'll take care of it. No problem.
Yeah.
There you go.
Immediately. I'll take care of it because I love you, my respect and my loyalty comes to you and you only first, and then everyone else. Because I'm trusting you with my body, then I trust you with everything, and anything that's going to make you feel disrespectful or hurt, I'm going to take care of it because I'm your woman, right? That's different. That's different.
No, and I totally agree.
When you said that you tell your woman now it's okay, so now that's different.
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say it's just basically, valuing yourself as a man brings a higher standard. Like you raise the bar to what so bringing it out forefront to what you expect. It's a common ground for men who actually value themselves. Like this is what I like, this is what I don't like. you know, you can either run with it or not, and that's
Right,
it. You
from
keep
the
moving.
get. From
You
the
know what you
beginning.
want out of life. At the
Right,
end of the day.
exactly. Especially at the age now, like, yo, come on, man. We've been there. We've done that. We know what we could tolerate. We know how we feel about ourselves. We know what we like. We know what we don't like. We lay it on the table, and you can either agree with it or you're not. Keep it moving.
Jessica, thank you for coming on the show
Oh,
today.
yeah.
This is all the time we got. Guys, catch you next episode.